Well, hello there everyone in YouTube land and welcome to my English exotic garden. My name is Simon, your budget Alan Titchmarsh, and I will be your horticulturist for this lovely garden walk round. So I've been watching what my YouTube brethren and sister-brethren have been up to recently, and they all seem to be posting videos on what their exotic garden looks like at the moment. And I'll be honest with you, I've done one of those for a while, and that's mainly because our garden is still relatively small looking. You know, the plants haven't really grown, it's still quite early on, it's only late spring. But you know what, things are starting to happen, so if everybody else is doing it, then I'm going to do it too. So come on, let's have a quick walk around and I'll show you what's going on. So I guess this is our shady border, and we've kind of designed it to be looked at from one direction, and it is from this direction because this is where our main kitchen window is, so we can look out and we can get a good lovely view of what's going on. So if you want to see what's happening, we've got the old woodland tobacco growing, we've got one of our salvias popping out there, got a little osteosperm to throw some colour, and a giant hossa, I couldn't tell you what variety that is, and a little palm there, sort of partly hiding the old water bug that we don't really want to look at. And we've got just a standard grapevine there really. I think that's a black one, and that's there to sort of cover that pipe. But as we sort of move a bit forward, we've got the old tree fern that's doing all right. It did struggle a bit after the winter, and all the old leaves, they just didn't survive. So normally I leave those on and let them sort of like calm down and sort of like thicken up that crown, but this year they ought to come off because they won't do anything. And I do get asked what that is every now and again, and that climbing silver plant is a dichondra. Yeah, so the canna lilies are starting to come through, and the aerial lilies are coming through. But we've got a lot of new plants going in. That's why it all looks a little bit underdeveloped. But there's a fuchsia. I think that's Gardenmeister. You know, there's a Ricinus. There's a little daily coming through because it really is still early days for it. So just behind that, I think that's Volcano. That Shamrock's there. That Fatsia, sorry, that's Volcano, and that Fatsia is Spider's Web, which I really love. And then here we got there's a nice do you know what it's called now? I'll come back to that. But we've got a Rheum with some big leaf there. There's another big leaf canna at the back. I think that's Musifolia. Got some more little bedding to sort of fill in the gaps. There's a nice Japanese painted fern there, and this is quite nice. This is quite nice. It's got a little bit of colour. We're trying to make these plants look like they're epiphytes. You know, so that's a plant that lives on top of another plant, and you don't see this one very often. We had some blooms earlier, but we've had one more pop out. That's a Dizocactus acamania, but look at that, absolutely glorious and pretty much hardy. So I've had this one for years, but as soon as that red goes, which is quite striking, then I've got this Saphinia petunia with a very similar red to take its place. So black bamboo, got another forest tobacco, and that there, camera. That there, a little aspidistra which I've kept in a pot because although they will survive outside, they don't do very well. And you're probably thinking, what on earth has he put that there for? Well, that's a bronze fennel. I just liked it for its exotic leaf, and it is, you know, it's an exotic garden after all, so why not? Equally, we've got a Monstera deliciosa, the old Swiss cheese plant, which is a stay in the pot, but I'm hoping that's going to fit out over the summer and give a nice bit of interest. That there, black bamboo, that's like 3 meters now. That only went in last year. That's gonna look lovely once those leaves start to mature. One of our palms, a Trachycarpus fortunii, the old thick Chinese windmill palm. There's a few sort of bits and bobs, and then we come on to this border here. Now this border, we've only been planting this like for about the last month, so it's all quite young. You know, there's lots of gaps in between the plants, so they've got space to grow. So there are a few things happening. We've got got some giant sunflowers in there to give a bit of interest late in the summer. That's the Vitis cognetii vine. I'm going to grow that on this frame. I think that will be quite interesting. And we put these planted containers in here because we do want to put much in the way of large specimens, because we do want to lose this view. And you might hear them but you can't see them, but that's a field of sheep in there. I can't see anything at all. So we brought out some agaves, a Thunbergi, which is a black-eyed Susan, but it's the orange variety, which I quite like, and that'll fill that frame up, assuming I water it enough. There's a tree grass there, but it hasn't got a trunk, and you know, this is nice, isn't it? You know, foxtail lily or eramus, and it's just started putting out its leaves, and that's sort of like that segment of leaf will just flower in a segment all the way to the top. I do like those. Now we've got the first salvia started flowering. What we got here? We've got some calla lilies. They're just starting to put some flower, but it's still really, really small. And a lovely festuca blue glass. Look at that, I do like those. Although Lorna, she doesn't like those at all. Now this is interesting. If you've seen our early videos, then this is a glory lily. We planted those up from root sections that we overwintered in the kitchen drawer. And as you can see, that they're fine. They're being quite vigorous and they're growing out. Just need to keep these on the damp side, and clearly that is quite dry. So I've been neglecting that. I need to sort that out. And then a little bit of a mess, mainly because these are plants that I'm hardening off under the old tree. And then we come to this sort of, this is probably the main exotic border, which is slowly coming to life. The bananas are really romping away, and the cannas are starting to come through. We've kind of finished with the old red hot poker. I think there's just one flower left, and if you look down there, I think it's Humboldt red. That's a really big, not hardy canna lily. That's going to be 2 to 3 meters tall when that's fully established. I'm really pleased with that. And that, you remember that old yucca that we did a cutting for last year? Well, that's still going. That's really good. And that's kind of it, really. I mean, there's anything of interest in there? Oh, we've got Canna Cleopatra. You know, they're starting to go. This Tetrapanic survived, and I mean, all this sort of died, but we've got life from here going up with those giant faxias we transplanted last year. They did struggle, but you know what? They are alive. And we've got an Enset ventriculosum there, the old Abyssinian banana, and these are pretty tough, but you've got to establish them. And just let me just show you a few other bits. This is another little border that's new we put in beginning of the year, and we put some Madonna lilies in here, Lilium candican, I think that is. I'll check the actual genus on that properly, but that's looking lovely, just coming into flower now. We've got the old the alliums, that was Purple Sensation, that's finished flowering. But you know, we've got there's a salvia there, that's Garantura, I think it's a species name, and that's black and blue. So I'm looking forward to that coming into flower. And that's a little treat for you if you're interested in roses. That is a variegated rose that I found as a sport and took a hardwood cutting of it last year, and it is being a bit peculiar, but I'm looking forward to how that establishes. So we've got a couple more calla lilies just down there. That's a hardy, what do they call that? That's Musella laziocarpa. So that's a hardy Chinese banana. I think that's what it is. I'll check that. If that's wrong, I'll stick the name underneath that. And we've got some Crocosmia. Not particularly interested. And from here, there's just one last bit I want to show you. So we've got a very thin border just in front of the house, but we've got a few little interesting things coming through. We've got pineapple lily, which is Eucomis. We've got a purple form here, and behind that we've got a couple of regular green forms there. And something that I always quite enjoy, and that's these Tradescantia. I've forgotten the name of that now. Tradescantia. No, it's escaped me. I'll have to have a look later. But considered to be tender, proven to be extremely hardy. Very pleased with this. Anyway, that is enough of me blathering on. Nobody really wants to hear the sound of their own voice, but thank you for watching. Thank you for watching to the end. If you'd like to see more videos like this, then consider subscribing, because it really does support the channel. And if you've got any questions about what you've just seen, then leave those in the comments and I'll get back to you. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.